I started teaching there in 1982, and I was there for 24 years. So I was hired, of course, as a professor and a costumer, and then I also taught speech, and I also was chairman of the department for several years, and I was also director of liberal education for a while. So 24 years, yeah. And I recognize that, that theater is a small program and that that's always an issue for administrators, but just because it's small doesn't mean it's not valuable. The original philosophy, one of the reasons why we have so many schools in Minnesota, was the idea that it would be with a school of post-secondary learning would be available to every Minnesota citizen within a very reasonable amount of distance from home. And if we only have if we have just two universities that have a theater program, that doesn't function anymore. But I remember we were working on a production of Dames at Sea, and it was one of those shows. Sometimes when you open a show, it just kind of stays at that level, or it kind of drops off a little bit from where it was on opening night. But this is one that every night it kept getting better. And I had to be backstage because I had cast everyone and there was no one left to help with costume changes. So I was backstage helping with that and watching the show from the wings and being ready to help with some very, very fast costume changes and thinking, I am so happy. I am just so happy right now. I'm doing something I love with people who are having a wonderful time, and I'm helping them, and we did something together that we will remember forever. And it was so joyful. And I was and I didn't even have to say, well, I need to remember this, because I thought, there's no question, I will, and I do. Does it make a difference that theater is gone from BSU, as well as some of the other things that have been cut or reduced terribly? Yes, I think it really does. One of the things I think it means is that it's no longer a university. It's a polytechnic school. It's not a university, which has a strong liberal arts core. And if you take away the strong liberal arts core and it's not a university anymore, all that's left is BS.